T minus 2 minutes. T minus 1 minute and 50 seconds. T minus 1 minute and 40 seconds. T minus 1 minute and 30 seconds. T minus 1 minute and 20 seconds. T minus 1 minute and 10 seconds. T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
And we are live. What's poppin', y'all? What is good? Man, what's up, Satra Rose, man? I'm glad you here, bro. I'm glad you here, man. I'm very like frustrated. Not frustrated because oh, shout out to Max. What's up, Max the Muse? Shout out to Max. Over there living her best life. Oh, what's up, Nay? What's up, y'all? Come on in. We got a lot to talk about. We got a little bit to talk about. I don't know how long I'm gonna be on here. It's just some stuff I gotta get off my chest about the stuff that's going on right now. Give me a second. Okay, we got Nay coming in. So what's up, y'all? He said, well, what, man? It's some shit happened at work today. Some shit happened at work today, and I didn't realize that the sun was already in Libra. Did you know that? Did you know that the sun was already in Libra? Let me cut my audio down because it sounds like I'm getting too loud. I'm too loud. Yo, check. Let me cut my audio down. Check. Yo. Satchel, let me know how I'm sounding. Is the music too loud? Is my audio good? You know, because this is going to be one of those that people are definitely going to want to check out on the playback. Okay, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, we ended Virgo season, so I don't even know where to start. You know when you get so like mad about something and you don't even know where to start. Like, where the fuck should I really gotta start? Like, I don't know where I want to start. Um, we all know that the world, the quote unquote, the world is a lie. We all know, like this is, so what you see in front of you is a picture of Eshu and Oya. You know, um, Oya is Eshu's sister. You know, um, they are both dragon children. You know, um, Oya, she decided to embrace the fullness. Oya, she decided to embrace the fullness of that dragon type of energy. Oya, she's almost like the spokesperson of it now. When we talk about things like Kundalini, the different when it talks about like divine feminine, when it talks about chaos, all of these type of things. Oya, she's had to go through a lot to become the face of these certain practices and stuff like that. But yeah, so Eshu, the baby Eshu, a lot of times, depending on, what he want to do in the world, depends on what type of, divine feminine that he decides to, to let carry him. See, things are different in the spirit world. Things are different. Things are different because the higher you go up in the spiritual realm, the more it's like a thing to where the higher you go, it's like the beings look more innocent. They literally look like children, like bite-sized children. The lower you go, the more monstrous they get. Each are powerful. Each realm, the realm of the babus, they're powerful, and also the monstrous, the realm, the monstrous, unseen, the unseen realm, the monstrous realm, the realm before time, the land before time, the realm before time, and all of that. That's powerful as well. So Eshu and Oya, they represent both of those worlds combined. And with me just saying that, in your mind, you can just imagine how chaotic. You can just imagine how chaotic that would be. Stuff like that. Seeing a little boy and a huge freaking, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15 foot dragon, and this little boy has the power, or has the ability, not only to communicate with the dragon, but able to become one with that dragon, to where they're inseparable. So that little boy doesn't have to do the things that other men would do, to prove their manhood. The reputation around the village starts to get, the reputation around the village starts to be a really, really big thing about this boy and his dragon. So many videos, so many movies have came out about this. It's all just talking about Eshu and Oya, or Eshu and Edoedo, which is the exalted version of Oya. So why am I talking about this? So Oya represents the Scorpio energy. I always talk about that, the Scorpio energy, the Sagittarius energy, and this is where, and I'm not saying that you will never see a version of Oya that's in another sign, but these are the main two that she loves. Oya loves to come here as a Scorpio. She just loves that energy of domination and control, and that that's mystery and the secrets, and Oya, she love that type of stuff. Sagittarius, that's another sign that Oya likes um to manifest. She likes to manifest as Sagittarian energy, because in that type of realm, she can kind of express herself as someone who has came from a lot of different hardships, came from a lot of different things, and she can really show how she's matured, how she's grown and how she's transformed, and she can be exalted. She can get her crown as the Sagittarius, Sagittarian Oya, Eshu, the Virgo, the baby Eshu, the Virgo, and the reason why I say that, shout out to Sister Myra, because she always says that Virgo represents the last baby, the last child, so when it comes to Eshu, you got the Aries Eshu, he's more like Shango in that right. What's up, Crazy Eights? What's good with you, love? I'm glad you're here. For those that's coming in, if you like these type of live streams where I break down the Orishas, talk about a little astrology, stuff like that, be sure to support. I got my donation links at the top, so if you like this type of content, please support, because people be asking me, when you gonna go live? Why you don't talk about the Orishas no more? Why you don't do this? Why you don't do that? I'm like, all right, I'm finna do it, and I'm gonna see who all gonna support. Because I always got messages, but I'm Eshu, and Eshu, you're not finna just petition Eshu to do something unless you feeding him. You got to give him some food. You gotta help him out. Eshu, he's a baby who don't ask for much, but he just likes to feel noticed, and that's a lot of times that's what gets him in a lot of trouble, as we can see what's going on in the media right now. So who's the person in the media that's a Scorpio sun and a Virgo moon? None other than your homie. The person that was your homie for so long, Diddy. So if y'all didn't know, Diddy is a Scorpio sun, Virgo moon. My mom is also a Scorpio sun and Virgo moon, and with my mom, very talented, extremely talented singer, extremely talented chef. My mom, she has so many different talents. She got so many different things that she's good at. She's an artist. Like, she can draw. Like, my mom can draw. It's crazy because Mr. Love. It's crazy because like I said, my mom used to draw a lot of my school projects and stuff like that. Yeah, Eshu, the bad boy. Yep. So the difference between my mom and Diddy, my mom had a lot of opportunities when I was young to go to Hollywood, to be a famous like chef. She had so many opportunities. Even as I'm growing up, my mom always went to like open mics and went to talent shows, and she would have different talent shows at the jobs that she would work at, and she would always win. She would always win. But when it was time for her to advance, she would always decline. The last time that I sang, I was in the 10th grade in high school. I remember graduation, whenever graduation album came out by Kanye. I think it was like 06, 07 maybe. Me and my mom both went to this American Idol like competition, and me and my mom both ended up advancing to the next round. which was going to be somewhere in California or something like that. And my mom declined, and she didn't want me to participate either. She sacrificed a lot about a lot of things that she could have done to further her career. She would have been a lot more along in her career had she took a lot of those opportunities. But she chose her family. She didn't want me and my little brother to be somewhere in some daycare center, or, she didn't want me and my little brother to be somewhere, having to depend on someone other than her. Like, she wanted to be there for us, so she sacrificed everything to be a good mom, and one of my biggest reasons why I kept doing Eshu's World, even after episode 2, when I had my nervous breakdown, and I literally had a nervous breakdown. My mom watched it, and she commented, and she was like, "I would love to sing in your show, in your cartoon. Like, can I sing in it?" And it was like, that her saying that, it just lit up another fire. It just lit up a fire within me to keep going, because that was a big thing. So why has it been a year? Why has it been, a year or so since I've made any other episodes? Well, the reason why is because I don't really have funding like that. So every little thing that I do, it comes out of my pocket, and I can't sit up here and say that, when I lost my truck in 2023, that, things just turned around and just was super peachy cream and all of that stuff, so not only do I have Eshu's World that I want to do, but with all of these other, responsibilities and things like that, I always have to put that to the side, But since I do have proof of my work, I still go around and tell people that I'm an animator and stuff like that. And that was beautiful, because look at the times that we're in now. Just about everybody around me is transformed. Nobody is who they were, 2-3 years ago. And I mean like major transformations, and so I was thinking about, myself, I'm starting back doing show production again. I'm back in Florida, getting back into the swing of things. And so now I'm going back on these gigs, going back to these conventions, working these conventions and stuff like that. And so, I have a new, it's like this Eshu's World has gave me really a new lease on life, for real, and so with me doing this work now, it's a different vigor that I have. It's different from when I first started in 2016, 2017, when I just wanted to be a worker. I just wanted to move up in the business or whatever. So now it's a situation to where I no longer want to move up in that business. I got my own company, BandClap Entertainment. I got my own company. I got my own IP, Eshu's World. I got my own stuff. So now I'm in a different situation to where now my networking is different. I'm not trying to network with people no more, just asking them like, okay, what other show production companies do you work for? And, all of that stuff. Now I'm in the situation to where I'm talking to the people that's putting these conventions together, the company that the convention is about. I'm talking to these people, trying to get sponsorships, trying to get different sponsorships, deals, like stuff like that. That's the type of um, you know time that I'm on now. What's up, Roots? How you been? It's been a while. you know um and it's very interesting. We're in Libra season right now. Virgo, you see how crazy Virgo season was. you know a message. I don't know, I forgot who this was, because it was so many messages that was coming through. So many people passed away during Virgo season because they worked themselves to death. Some people, and I'm not gonna point no elbows, because I didn't even get, in the message I didn't even get like specific names. you know um y'all let me know, am I buffering? Like, am I good, or am I buffering? Let me see here. Is it, am I good, y'all? Oh, why is it, I don't know why am I, wow. Dang. It cut off because now everybody is at home using the Wi-Fi. I'm gonna have to take all this off. Hold on. It should be, we should be back. We should be back in the game. Let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if I'm back in the game. Let me know. And I'm gonna record this too, because I ain't trying to end up like the Baron. Let me record it. So I ain't trying to end up like what happened with him. Put a 1 in the chat if I'm good, and then I'm gonna keep going. Put a 1 in the chat if we are good. Let me know if we good. Are we good? Let me check. Okay, we're good. All right, cool. Okay. So a lot of us right now are making a jump. A lot of us right now are making a jump. Maybe in the past we were consumers, and we're in a situation now to where we want to jump to being a producer, or it was a situation to where maybe you was a worker. Maybe you was a worker at first, in the past, but now these past years you've been putting in a lot of work. So now, okay, cool, it's good now. Okay, bet. So now it's a situation to where it's time for you to move up. It's time for you to transform. It's time for you to finally be in that situation that that you're supposed to be in. And it may seem like I'm all over the place because my thoughts are still scattered. Like, literally, I just came home from work and just got online. But that's how it is. That's how it is when you're when you spitting, like what Tariq used to say, when you spit straight from the survival scrolls. That's how it is. Okay, so Satchel, keep Keep me posted when it comes to the audio. Make sure I'm not sounding like too loud or nothing like that. I'm looking at it too, but you know, I gotta flow. I gotta flow. So you don't find out, you know, and this was like the biggest thing that went into Libra season. Sometimes you don't find out who your true friends are until you're about to upgrade and move up. Until you're about to move up. When you're about to move up in life, when you're about to reach a new plateau in life and you're almost there, you just need a little bit of help, or you know, you just need a recommendation, or you just need just one little thing. You find out real quick who's on your side. You find out real mother effing quick who is really on your side, who really want to see you win, who really want to see you come up, like who really want to see you, you know, who really want to see you do something good, you know, do something better than where you were before. So, you know, and I got a lot to talk about with this. You know, I'm still working on the metaphysics of show production. I'm still working on getting it out. I don't know if I'm gonna make it a podcast or a live stream. You know, that's just gonna depend on y'all. So, you know, should it be a podcast? Should I turn the metaphysics of production, of show production, into a live stream where I got slides and videos and all that kind of stuff, or should it just be a podcast? You know, I'll let y'all decide that. You know, what should it be? But yeah, facts. Yeah. You know, I'm telling you. So, and also, you find out another thing. You find out real quick. The quote unquote upper echelon, like all of that upper echelon stuff, it's not really what you think. And if you over here being envious, you over here being mellow podcast, okay, we got one person. You know, see the podcast, if I do it as a podcast, it's gonna be a lot more thought through, but it's just gonna take me longer to do it. If I do a live stream, you know, it won't take me too long to put the live stream together, but you know, it's gonna be a long live stream because we're gonna have a lot to talk about. Either way, you know, we still gonna have a lot to talk about this, you know, because it's time. It wasn't time last year when I wanted to do it. This time, it's time to do it. You know, it's time to do it. And who better to talk about it than someone who is so close to the industry, you know, and in the occult at the same time. You know, a lot of people, you know, have their own opinions about the things that goes on in that realm, in the behind the scenes of Hollywood, behind the scenes of this, behind the scenes of that. And if you're not into the occult and you really don't understand about history, you know, about how things are ran in the spirit realm, like all that kind of stuff, you would never truly understand how these people move, you know. But yeah, so what I was saying, because all of this ties into what's going on in the media, what's going on, like it's all of this ties in, you know, what I went through, you know, because y'all know, you know, I'm the type of person, I'm not trying to do no crazy stuff to try to get on, you know. That's the reason why I lost my first record deal. You know, I lost my first record deal that I had in 2012 because of different things that I didn't want to do, and I ended up homeless, you know, ended up going from shelter to shelter, you know, because I was too ashamed to go back home. I was too ashamed to go back home after everything happened. So, you know, but it made a man out of me though, you know, because it taught me how to make it in a new place, in a new space, a new place, no family there, You know, um, shout out to my homeboy Ty Gemini, because he was the Papa Legba in my life at the time. That was really like giving me those, uh, uh, giving me that blueprint. You know, and we're not necessarily blood family. He was like a first representation of soul family. You know, um, and so when I went through all the things that I went through, in that situation, that see in Atlanta, see that taught me one thing. It's not about what you know, it's who you know. It's not about what you can do, it's about who you know. One thing I learned about the industry in Atlanta is that everybody clicked up. Everybody is clicked up, and if you're not a part of a certain clique, if you're not a part of a certain group or a certain clique or whatever, um, you know, even if you have better material, you got to be down with the clique. And if you ain't down with the clique, then it's gonna start being issues every time you come around. It's real crazy. It's real crazy how they do. So I'm over here. I'm doing this. Working, doing this convention, stuff like that. And a lot of these guys that I work with, we've worked together for years. We worked together for maybe about 5 years or something like that. So a lot of these people here, like, they know me. They know me like when I first started. They know me when I first started my podcast, when I first started doing my videos, like all that stuff. Because a lot of times when I would do my content, a lot of it would be at work. I would do a lot of video editing at work on my breaks and stuff like that, and people would see it, and they would watch my videos and all that kind of stuff. So me coming back, and I got this new thing that I'm doing. I'm an animator now. I got Eshu's World. I got a website. I got all this stuff. Got BandClap Entertainment. I'm trying to pull away from being a worker. I'm trying to pull away from being a worker. I'm going more into being a boss. Being a creator. Having your own IP. Being in a situation to where I'm not, like I always say, where you're performing on the stage, not working behind the scenes or whatever. That's always been my dream. That's always been my goal for doing this type of work. Is to learn what I need to learn, so that I would truly understand what it takes to put on a show. Now, I didn't know that this was gonna go into animation. I didn't know that this was gonna end up me having Eshu's World and all that. So everybody's like, yo, okay. I ended up linking up with someone that's going to be another voice actor. We got one of my voice actors in the chat right now. So shout out to Mello. I wish I had some claps. I wish I had some audience claps, but Mello, she is the voice actress for Ayao, and it's very interesting that she's here because Ayao, so Oya was given a task. Let's talk about Oya for a second. So Oya was given a task, and she was and her task was to master. Hey guys, so the task that Oya was given, she was given a task to master all seven, so you got 7 heavens, and then you have like a 8 and a 9. I don't know what you got, the 8 ether, the 9 ether, something like that. I don't, the way it was told to me in my meditation, I'm still doing my research. I just know that Oya had to master all 9 worlds in order for her to ascend and become Ada Wado. So what Oya did, she split herself in 2. So she has a sister named Ayao, who is equally as powerful as Oya. You know, I don't like when people try to downplay Ayao. You know, and this is why Eshu's world is so freaking important. Cause I really wanna tell y'all about Oya's sister Ayao. You know, because um she represents the other half. So with Oya, you know, she represents the if let me pull up my natal chart. Let me pull up my natal chart. So Oya, she represents the top half. Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, Sagittarius, Scorpio, and then there's a merge in the middle with Libra. Ayao, she represents the other half of Libra. She can represent Virgo, Leo, Cancer, Gemini, Taurus, and Aries. You know, and when it comes to Aries, you know, both of them have those qualities. You know, both of them has those qualities. You know, so let me see. Let's see where. Oh, what's up, Roots? But yeah, so that is a small, you know, story of how Ayao came to be. You know, Ayao, her temperament is a lot more tomboyish than Oya, even though Oya inside feels like she a nigga. Inside she like, man, you know, I can do everything y'all can do. I can even grow a beard like y'all. Like, I can do anything y'all can do. So I'm not scared of y'all. That's what Oya was on, you know. And you know, Oya, she likes being in the underworld because she feel like that's where all the real niggas at, you know. So you know, Oya, you'll see Oya, she's like an Officer Jenny. You know, she's usually somewhere in a military or a police department. Like Oya, she likes, it's like she takes a kick out of it. You know, she gets a kick out of being in male spaces. And the males are like, yo, what is she doing here? Like, you know, she can't do this type of work. Like, why is she even here? Like, this is not something that a woman should do. And she ends up like being better than them. Like that's Oya's whole thing. You know, so she had to learn how to master. Hold on. While I'm listening to you, I literally just okay. Shout out to Sacha Rose. Put that, if you don't mind, put that in the chat, because I feel like that's some dope information. Okay, so let me go back to the whole reason why I'm mad, because all of this ties in. I just want to tell y'all a little bit about why Ayao came to be. You know, Oya, she likes to be in the underworld. She likes to be in the cemetery. Her conversation with Ayao, you know, she loves the fairy kingdom. You know, she was like, look, so if you're gonna be in the if you're gonna be in the underworld, I'm gonna be the presence of you in the fairy kingdom. You know, the fairy kingdom in the forest is also like a cemetery. You know, so when the body dies and goes into the earth, you know, the underworld, all of that, the spirits rise up. The spirits of those people rise up, and then they go into the fairy kingdom. You know, the fairy kingdom is kind of like a rejuvenation type of place. You know, it's like a place that you go and you rejuvenate. You forget about all the things that you went through. You know, you forget about all the things that you went through on earth, and you see the beauty of life. You see the beauty of nature. It's like that, you know. Even though Um, the underworld is a cemetery. The forest. You go there for rest. Um, it is also a cemetery for a lot of animals. It's a cemetery for for some people as well. You know, so Ayao, she decides to keep order in the fairy kingdom. That's her whole mo. And Oya and Ao, they try their best not to mix together. You would never see Oya in the fairy kingdom unless she just have to be there, and you'll never see Ao in the underworld unless she has to be there. Because that's just their agreement. I'm like, yo, when we come down to Earth and create this planet, create this or whatever, I'm gonna have this domain, and you're gonna have this domain, and we're gonna try our best not to overlap each other. you know. Let me see what you said, Satchel. As I'm listening, I received a download. My brother is Ochosi, who's gonna transform into Ogun as he gets older. Wow. Okay. That's dope. And see, that's the thing too. I really want to break these Orisha down even more, like give different stories and stuff like that. But I'm at a time in my life right now where, more than ever, I need support. More than ever. So it's one of those things to where, when I get that support, my time will be freed up more, and then I'll be able to do more content. But the reason why y'all don't see me as consistently as I was when I was living in my truck is because when you make that jump from homelessness to being back into society, you see how you really wasn't missing nothing, being in the homelessness, and I wouldn't even call my situation homelessness, because I always had somewhere to stay. I always had somewhere to stay, and even my truck, like, shoot, had a whole bed in there. Like, it was straight. I ain't have to pay no rent. I ain't have to pay no rent. I only paid for gas and make sure my car was straight, my truck was straight, and I was good. Okay. So I just wanted to give y'all that little bit about Oya and Ao. So I'm at work. We go on lunch break. So we on lunch break. I ended up seeing, because it's a convention that's going on. Well, it's not going on no more, but so I'm not gonna say no names, for obvious reasons. But just know that this was a weight loss company. This was like a weight loss type of company. I'm gonna just say it like that. So this was like a weight loss company. I've been. Let me see that. Exactly. Always had somewhere to stay. Hold on. YouTube is not receiving enough video. So let me know, y'all, if I'm buffering. Let me know if I'm buffering. Let me know. Make sure I'm straight. So I ended up running, just, being Eshu. I ended up running into the main two people that's supposed to be speaking at this particular convention for this weight loss program, for this weight loss thing that they was doing. So we're talking, it's a really good conversation. They're interested. All of a sudden, one of my freaking coworkers, and this is an old head. This is someone who, someone I've been working with for years, old head. Go tell them, and Rick is a liar. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what? Like, why would he say that? And so he gonna say that to them, like, yeah, Rick is a liar. And then snickered, and then walked away. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, You know, like why would you do that? Like, it pissed me off so freaking bad, but I had to hold frame because I'm trying to make a business deal here, you know? And they were so they seemed like they were so interested. It was like, yeah, so, you know, I'm gonna give you a free ticket. I'm gonna give you a free ticket to come to our seminar, and then you could talk to this person, you could see this person, and then we'll be able to work out this and all of that. And then he gonna come over and say that, you know, on some hating shit. You know, like that really made me mad. So, um, the morning, because I told him, I said, I don't want you to do that for me just yet, because, you know, I want to make sure that I'm not actually working this event. You know, I want to make sure that I'm not working this event before I give you an answer. So let me just get your number, and I'll text you. You know, and they was like, okay, that's cool, you know, whatever. And so, tell me why. You know, I got the okay, I found out. So I got up the next morning so I can get ready to maybe head out there. So I ended up giving them the, you know, breaking it down, sending them a text message about everything. I get a message back, blocking is active. Message blocking is active. So they pretty much blocked my number, you know? And that just took all of the freaking it just drained everything. Like, I didn't want to go. I'm like, man, fuck that. Like, I didn't want to go. Like, it just now, my thing is, I don't know for sure, you know, if you know, him saying it was what made them block my number. But, you know, I can assure you that the energy definitely changed after he did that. After he did that, like, the energy, the whole conversation just changed, you know. And like, that was effed up. Now, that to the side, you know, all of that to the side. So that was the whole thing about, you know, people in your circle. That was a tale of me telling. That was a tale of me telling y'all about how people in your circle. It seems like, you know, it seemed like everybody your friend when you at the bottom with them. But then once you start showing little, you know, little slithers that you may be something more, and you try to go for that in front of them, you know, they will, on some crab in the barrel type shit, you know, try to sabotage what you got going on, you know. So I'm over here. So another reason why I was that was a spell being casted. Yeah, exactly. You know. So the other thing that pissed me off, about this situation was that this whole time I'm thinking that I'm speaking to the CEOs of the company. You know, I'm thinking I'm speaking to the CEOs of the company. Turns out I wasn't. I was only speaking to two, like, representatives of that company, you know. And then I learned some other things about that particular company, you know, from, you know, it's one of them type of things to where, like, if you really know how to be a conversationalist, and you know how to word certain things, and you can, man, when I tell y'all can get so much out of people. And I'm not like, you can get so much, like, tea. I ain't saying like some stuff I'm talking about stuff that you can use. I ain't talking about gossip. I ain't talking about messy stuff. I'm talking about, you know, information that you really, really need. You know, information that you really need. Now, this right here, this is what goes hand in hand with the Diddy situation, media as a whole, like Hollywood as a whole. You know, this right here, what I'm finna say, it got so many layers to it, because there's so many industries that's using this same model. You know, so the particular company that's doing this convention or whatever, it's a shell company. That's all it is. It's a shell company. You know, a shell company that got a lot of money. You know, shell company that got a lot of money. And so what this shell company does, you know, they go and they find existing IPs who have a good name. Either these are existing IPs who have a good customer base, you know, a good customer base, but you know, they may not have a good reputation. That's the first. Or B, they may be it may be a situation to where it does have a good name, it does have a good reputation, but maybe the company is going bankrupt, or it's like a company that, you know, that since this shell company got big money, they can buy him. So now you got this shell company and they got all of these stars under them. They got all of these stars. They got all of these products under this label. They got all of these products under this label that's already proven, you know, that's already proven to turn a profit. So I don't have to develop any of this stuff. I don't got to develop any of these stars. I don't got to develop any of this stuff because they're already hot. Like they already, you know, they're already popping. They're already popping, you know. So if something ever happens, you know, somebody wants to sue or something like that, it's gonna be so hard. Or say, you know, it was an ingredient. Say if it was like an ingredient or something in one of these supplements or something like that you know, made somebody sick or something like that. It would be so hard, damn near impossible, to track down the actual CEO of that company because of how this system is set up. You know, this system is set up to where, you know, you can create a LLC. You can create like a LLC, or you can create, you know, a business, a LLC, a C corp, or something like that. And if you got good credit already, then you'll never again have to operate in your own name. Never. You would never have to operate really in your own name. You could just operate, and it's more feasible for you to operate as a company or operate as the business, you know. And now I don't know how true this is, but what I've heard is you can get more money with business, getting a business loan, than you ever could get doing a personal loan. Somebody put in the chat if that's true. A business loan, getting a business loan, if you got a well-established business and you get a business loan, the money that you would get in that business loan would be a whole lot more than if you tried to do it as a personal loan. Somebody put in the chat if that's true or not. You know, do I got any people in my chat, you know, who's into finance? You know, you also got your own LLC. You also got your own business. You can let everybody know in the chat. You know. So she's going down the line, you know, telling me about the different products that they have and all of this stuff. So I'm cross-referencing and I'm looking up, you know, different stuff online. And I'm seeing the outrageous prices. I'm seeing the outrageous prices that these people are charging. I'm like, bruh. You know? And it puts you in a situation, okay, having good business credit is a lot more valuable. Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured. You know, so you know, they're charging all of this money, you know, for, you know, these different energy drinks that they got. You know, it's like 130 something a case. You know, and then I'm like, well, if you sign up with us, you get a if you sign up with us, you get a 30% discount. I'm like, 30%? That's all I get? You know. Now, there was a couple products that I wanted to promote, you know. And that's what really like got me into wanting to see what they're about. You know, because my mom, you know, me and my mom, you know, we both need it, but you know, my mom, you know, she's one of those type of people to where, you know, she used to watch a lot of these weight loss shows, and she used to watch a lot of this stuff on TV and get a lot of these products, and the products would be ass, like they wouldn't work, they would have side effects, like all of this type of stuff. So anybody that's talking about all natural, you know, anybody that's talking about natural herbs, herb products, and you know, different things like that, you know, I'm always going to support that. So when I saw that, you know, I perked up. I'm like, okay, you know, I may not be able to do this over here, but we can work out a deal. We can work out some type of deal to where, you know, I try some of your products, you know, I see how they work for me, or you know, my soul family or whatever, and if they work in a positive way, I'll definitely support. You know, we can work out a deal where you can sponsor me. You know, that was the whole thing. You know, that was the whole thing. But you know, I found out the hard way that I wasn't talking to the people that I was supposed to be talking to about that particular situation. You know, Gemini moon. The moon is in Gemini. A two-faced situation happened, but at the end of the day, they're not even the people that I was supposed to be even talking to about that. You know. So what does this have to do? What does this have to do with Diddy? What does this have to do with Hollywood? You know. So the title of this is like a rant. This is like a live rant video. The title of this was gonna be called, at first, "Bad Boys Could Be Good Men Too. Y'all just don't notice them." That was gonna be the first title. The second title came from Oya. Yeah, we know the world is fucked up. Okay, and what? Now what you gonna do about it? And I was like, Oya, I can't put that in there. So I kind of went with the second one, but I kind of turned it around a little bit. Because the biggest thing that's being shown to us right now is that everything that we thought we knew, it was so much deeper, and we never would have known. You know, some stuff we never would have really known. And it's not because what they're doing is so secret. It's because we just haven't been taught in a certain level of knowledge. You know, for example, you know, I work with somebody, and this guy, you know, he's been a camera op for a good 2-3 decades. So he was telling me today, he was like, yeah, man, it's hard for me to watch movies now, you know, because I can see every camera mistake in the movie, you know, every camera mistake, or every situation where the camera's supposed to do this and it don't do this or whatever. You know, I have a different perception of this movie now because of the knowledge that I got. So that's what I was getting at with that. Because we don't have the knowledge, because we don't have a certain knowledge about things, that's the reason why your perception is a certain way. Even now, it's certain things, and you know, that's the reason why I had to take half of that R. Kelly video down. You know, every time I break down stuff about Lilith, I always have to give a disclaimer, because I know that 98 90% of the people that watch YouTube are not into the occult. And if you're not into the occult, and if you don't understand how important that is to creatives, you know, you'll never truly understand, you know, the what's the word? You'll never understand the artificial version of it that's being shown in Hollywood, because you don't know about the real thing. You know, so yeah, you're denouncing the fake, the fake thing, but if the real thing that looks almost identical to the fake thing, but it's actually the real thing, if that came in front of you, you would denounce that too. You know? Because the fake thing took so much from the real thing in order for, you know, everybody to fall for it, that if the real thing came into a lot of y'all face, you still wouldn't be able to decipher it, understand it, you know, be able to, you know, to get the wisdom, to get the knowledge from it. Let me see what you're saying, Satchel. Damn, I was thinking the same exact thing as a spiritualist. I can't watch TV or movies the same. It's hard finding things to watch that are good to me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know? So when it comes to this jump, and this is something that just came into my mind too. The more things that ruin your childhood, the more things that is sentimental to your childhood and it ruins your childhood, it's going to make it that much harder for you to do your shadow work, because we all got to do it. We all got to do that shadow work and get to know our inner child before we leave here, because our inner child is going to be the next vehicle that we're going to have to use to go to the next world. You know? And this is something that Oya fights. Oya like, I ain't trying to be no child. What you talking about? I ain't trying to be no child. You know, children are weak. You know, children need their mama. You know, I don't need nobody. I'm Oya. I'm all powerful. Like, you know, the only person I submit to is my daddy. Who that sound like? Who that sound like? Everyone wants you to call them daddy all the time. Scrambling and shit. Over there scrambling. Yo, this stuff is funny. Like, it's all entertainment at the end of the day. You know? It's all entertainment at the end of the day. But yeah. So, you know, like I was saying, you know, what does this have to do? Diddy represents that shell company. You know? That's who Diddy represents. Every time he changed his name, all that means is, you know, he bankrupted his other company, and then he just, you know, created another shell company named P. Diddy, and he started operating business as P. Diddy. Then he started to operate his business as a Brother Love and all of this kind of stuff, you know. But the shell company, and this is a whole thing about business. It's so hard to sue these shell companies. It's so hard to bring justice. You don't know, y'all really don't know how many lawsuits, like probably per hour, a lot of these big name companies like Walmart, Target, you know, these different big name companies be getting. And these people would never touch the CEO, you know, mainly because Walmart, the only person we know is the CEO of Walmart is Sam Walton. Ain't he been dead? You know, so a lot of times you really don't even know who the real CEO is. And then even if you find out, it ain't like you can do nothing about it. You know? So this is my thing about the Diddy situation. I'm not gonna sit up here and say that Diddy don't deserve to atone for his crimes. You know, and stuff like that. It's just that, you know, I'm not gonna say that. You know, I do feel that, you know, if he did some crimes, you know, he did some things that he wasn't supposed to do, that's illegal in the law or whatever, you know, he should do his time. You know, he should do that. He should do that. My issue is there's a bigger game, there's a bigger thing at play here, you know, and it's the biggest trick that's known to the Hollywood industry, and we're falling for it. It's like we're falling for it. And every time we fall for this particular trick, the people, you know, who are supposed to be punished will never be punished. You know, so there'll be another Diddy. Diddy can die right now. There'll be another Diddy. You know, there'll be another Diddy. There'll be another, you know, any black person that got, quote unquote, got a little power, seem like they got some power, you know, they're just a shell company. They're just a shell company. And, you know, if these are people that own labels and stuff like that, like Gucci or Gotti, you know, they're a shell company. You know, the only reason why you know, Gotti is still even in the question of things is because of Glorilla. You know, you got Glorilla. Who else? Death Row. Shell Company. Tupac was the star. Snoop was the star. You know, they were the product. They were the high selling product or whatever. And you know, the product was meant to carry out an agenda. The product is meant to carry out an agenda when you consume it. You know? So it's like, yeah, y'all locked up Suge Knight, but who funded Suge Knight? You know? Who got those, who opened up the doors, opened up the gates so these artists can be as big as they are? You know? With the Diddy situation, I only saw black people on that list. I ain't like that. You know? It's like y'all can't see what's going on. Let me tell you. Since y'all can't see what's going on, since y'all can't see the good deed that Diddy did, I'ma just tell you. Since y'all don't know. Since people acting dumb and they're not looking. You know? The biggest thing that Diddy did, he literally took every single deviant, every single PD word, every single, S offender, S traffic, like all that. He took every single deviant in film industry and music industry, television, like all the different industries, the fashion industry, and put them all into one building and let them do their fantasy. Whatever fantasy you got, oh, you can do it at Diddy party. Y'all think this shit is new? Like, y'all really think this is new? Has anyone in this chat seen Eyes Wide Shut? They've been doing that. You know? See, Diddy, he represents the Divine Nine too. You know? And I've been holding my tongue about the Divine Nine for a while, but it's time for them to go too. I'm sorry. Because the people who y'all were trying to be like are deviants, are evil, are against the melanated the melanated gods and goddesses who gave y'all that information for us. Gave y'all that information to give back to us when we come back to Earth. Y'all were supposed to be the stewards of that information. And now y'all are trying to be the gatekeepers of it. you know, and you don't even really understand it. You don't even understand it because it was never for you. You know, it was never for you. And it's like every time I get passionate, like my mind, I start to forget. I start to forget what I'm gonna say. Nah, you right, Sachel. But yeah, you know, he took all of them and put them all in one room, and put them all in one bed. You know, put them all in one building, and was like, here you go, world. These are, you know, it was like a Venus flytrap, you know, and y'all still looking at Diddy like he the only one. Y'all still over here fawning over Usher. Y'all still over here paying $1,000 for Chris Brown picture. Y'all still over here spending y'all rent money to go to a Beyonce concert. Y'all still over here, you know, paying money to these celebrities. And Diddy just showed y'all, like he just showed y'all, every single person, you know, who's on that, you know, was at his party. And he got video proof. You know, what Drake say? It ain't no big three, it's only big D, in this video proof. Yup, it's some proof of Drake too at the party. You know, at the parties. You know, the biggest freaking trick known to man. You know, and the thing about it is, like I said, who did he learn it from? Who did he learn it from? See, y'all only see celebrities and artists and stuff like that. You know, I see high-ranking Masons who will never, you know, be around someone at a low rank and party with them. That's what I see. You got high-ranking 30 degree, 33 degree, you know, Masons. You got Freemasons. You got all of these like high-ranking people. Why would they want to hang with some broke? Because at the time, you know, why you want to hang with? Why are you interested in some failed businessman from Harlem? You know, that had a pops who snitched and got shot up. You know. And I don't know what his mom do, so I'm not gonna speak on that. You know. So who was it that took a liking to him, that really taught him everything that he needed to do to become successful? You know, and he went all in, because he's a Scorpio. They're gonna go to the extreme. They're gonna go all in. You know. They're gonna go all in. And also, the other thing that I want to ask, you know, has anybody yet? Because Rich Homie Quan, he was one, but he just passed away, and the way he passed is so eerie, you know. Some one account I seen, he was on the couch. Another account I heard, he was on the floor, and then he was moved to the couch. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. But remember what Rich Homie Quan, he was bragging about, he made 100,000 off a mixtape. Why is it that the people that find the sovereign way out, something weird happened to them? Like, what's his name? Tory Lanez. You know, Rock Nation took him out. You know, XXXTentacion, OVO took him out. You know, who else? You know, we can go Juice WRLD. You know, like it's something about that. And Juice WRLD got so much unreleased work. King Von got so much unreleased work. You know, all of this stuff. It's like the same story. It's like the same story, like the same old song. Who's that? Both of them dead, Pac and Shock G. You know, both of them dead. All around the world, same song. It's the same song. It's the same thing. Wash, rinse, and repeat. You know, people are gonna be just so gung ho about this, not even understanding that if the real deviants never go down, the Diddy party was like a kiddie party. You know, them real eyes wide shut parties, and Jay-Z know about them. You know, he know about them. Them parties where only one. I see. I can't even say everything I want to say because I know they're gonna flag like using certain words and and all that kind of stuff. You know, but yeah, I'm trying to see is anything else I want to talk about before I bring out this natal chart. Yeah, I think that's all. I don't know if I'm missing something like real crazy that happened in the media or like something crazy. Um, but I think that's like the biggest thing that people are talking about. Um, and it's like, oh yeah. So you got to understand that, and I'm in this too. I won't exclude myself out of this. Us as artists, us as creatives, us as men who operate a lot more in the divine feminine than the divine masculine when it comes to their talents, creativity, different stuff like that. We have a totally different way that we operate when it comes to staying in that creative space. I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna try to break this down as much as deep as I can. We have we have our own special things, our own things that we do, or that we may be interested in, or that we may that we may delve in, and this is what keeps that muse inside of us alive, so that we can stay creative. Kobe talked about the muse box. And when it comes to muses, on a spiritual level, we're talking about that process of your kundalini rising to the top as that snake, the divine serpent. Oh my God, where did that accent come from? I just sounded like a freaking New Orleans person for a second. I say 808, I say Dambala, I say Loa, because they just came through and I was like, yeah, that serpent, baby. I'm about to go over here and learn how to make some gumbo. But yeah, so a lot of us, when it comes to the different things that we have to do to stay in that creative space, if you're not a creative, you'll never understand it. So why are you trying to? That's the thing. Some of the things that we do, or that we do to stay in that creative space, it's not meant for everybody to know about. It's not meant for everybody to know about. It's not meant for everybody to understand, because you're not like, when Kendrick said you're not like us, they're not like us. It's so many layers to that. It's so many layers to that. Yo, when I went into channel mode, and as soon as I really looked up and went into channel mode, I started sounding like I'm from New Orleans. I started sounding like Papa Legba for real. I started sounding like Papa Legba. I said that serpent energy. But dang, I didn't lost my train of thought. Let me see what I said. Let me see. I don't know where I was at. But I know it was something. Somebody put in the chat. Because I'm going to go to the natal chart right quick. I know I'm all over the place, y'all. But I'm kind of tired. My freaking mind is going all everywhere. And I know I had a message that I wanted to give y'all. And it's somewhere in this hour and 21 minutes. It's somewhere in there. You know, so I hope y'all got it. I hope y'all get it. It's somewhere in there. Somewhere. You know. That's what I was saying. I was talking about muses. You know. There's this whole thing about certain artists, you know, certain creatives, and they're known for having like multiple wives, they're known for being with like multiple women. They're known for being wild when it comes to like partying or, you know, different stuff. You know, when you're a creative, you know, you need muses. Like you have a muse inside of you, and it needs to be fed with a certain type of food, and that food is going to vary depending on what you feel like your muse is. You were talking about masculines being our feminine with creativity. Yeah, so I was talking about muses. You know, because this is important. This is but one of the things. So when you're a creative, a lot of times it's hard for you to you know, unless you have a wife or something, or a significant other, and she's also a creative, or she's also a muse. You know, a lot of times you don't find both. A lot of times your muse would be someone that your girl wouldn't know about, or she would be someone in the industry, or, you know, something like that that's kind of doing what you're doing. And it's just every time y'all get around each other, like the sparks just fly. You know, a lot of times, you know, when you're in these long-term relationships and stuff like that, that type of fire, that type of spark, it starts to fade after a while. And then when that spark fades, if you're a type of man and that's what you're dependent on to keep your muse alive, to keep your spark alive, you know, it'll end up being a situation to where you as a creative start to fall, start to fade a little bit, you know. So a lot of times that muse would be someone like a work wife, or, you know, like a work husband, you know, for a girl, for a woman. No, work husband, like someone that, you know, when you're doing your creative thing, that person is there, and they're always keeping you motivated. They're always keeping you, you know, in just the highest vibration, you know, so you can just put out the best creative work, you know. That's what a muse is. And a lot of times, you know, sometimes you can find it in your wife. Some people, most people in Hollywood don't. You know, most of them don't. So, and then the more twisted your mind is, the more sick and the more twisted your mind is, that's going to determine, what's up, Concrete Rose? The more twisted and the more sick and twisted your mind is, because of the things that you've had to go through to get to where you're at, you know, those things that you may have to do to keep that muse alive, it's going to be even more misunderstood. It's going to be even more wild and crazy, you know. So that's the point that I was talking about, you know. Unless you're into the occult as well, the stuff that goes on behind the scenes in Hollywood, you just never gonna understand it. You just gonna think everything evil, or everything is just demonic, or everything is just this, everything is just that. When things are a lot more easily explainable than you may think, you know. And when it comes to women in general, and that's why I got Oya, you know, there was a lot more women that knew what was going on with everything, and they just kept their mouth shut because, you know, they just play their part. You know, they just adapt, and they just play their part. You know, when Oya doesn't have Eshu around, she can lose herself with that. When Oya doesn't have Eshu around, she can lose herself when she does that. That's another message that I got. You know, and even though Eshu acts like Oya, he's not a bad boy. You know, the bad boy is only a bad boy because of what his parents let him get away with. And the more his parents let him get away with things, the more he just feels like it's right. You know, so there's this universal law. We're talking about Libra with the scales and Mayat and stuff like that. A lot of the judgment, the whole judgment thing is about, you know, in your heart of hearts, do you feel like that you did wrong? You know, and this is where the whole what is it? The Confessions of Mayat? Is it the 92 Confessions or the something like that? The Confessions of Mayat. Have I stolen? Have I did this? Have I did that? And it's always the underlying message is always talking about how I am not my body. I'm not my body. So, you know, none of this stuff applies to me as a soul. You know, it applies to my body, what my body did when it was down there. But my soul is pure. My soul is innocent. You know? Now, me saying that, that's easier said than done. It's easier said than done to look at somebody and have that type of the way Mayat judges, you would never see that type of justice in this world, because the players, you know, the people who run this world, they're unjust, which mean that in order for you to get to where they at, you got to have dirt on your hands too, or you better be magical. One of the two. You know, like we already seeing it right now. You know, there's no middle class. You know, either you're on this side or you're not. You know, and another message that I'm getting, it's almost like, you know, once you get on this side and you get well acquainted, you know, a lot of those type of people not even gonna want to mess with you. You know, but you won't need them. Like, you're not gonna need them no way. You know, what's up, Yama the Beauty? What's good, love? How you been? Yeah, I'm just on here just talking about you know, the stuff that's going on, the energies that's going on right now with this sun in Libra. These communities be so messy and filled with drama. Yeah, I've been good. What about you? Yeah, I'm literally just getting off from work. You know, came back to the house because I had this message. But it's like, it's so much going on that my mind, you know, getting my mind to focus is kind of crazy, because it's a lot going on. It's a lot of chaotic stuff that's going on right now. And then the moon is in Gemini. You know, so a lot of things that I want to talk about, but I already know if I bring up certain words because of the new YouTube policy, certain words, certain phrases, you know, certain stuff, it'll automatically take the video down. You know. So let's go into this natal chart right quick. So let's see what we got. Let me see. All right. So let's blow that up. Okay, so y'all should be able to see that. Okay. Yeah, just like that. Like that, like that. Like that, like that. The biggest message that I got this morning while I was on my way to work, Spirit was like, aren't you glad you on this side? Like, aren't you glad that you on this side to where you can get deep occult information without having to go through, you know, all of the BS that the world tries to put you through and all of this stuff. Yeah, the information comes a little choppy. You know, the information comes a little you know, jumbled, you know, and I have to decipher it. But at the end of the day, you know, this is teaching me. It's teaching me about channeling. It's teaching me about being a medium, you know. And when I say a medium, you know, Eshu is known for being in between worlds, you know. So literally, like, I'm in my room doing this live stream. It's crazy. I'm saying I'm in my room. I'm in my room doing this live stream, but I'm in a different world, you know. So let's see what we got. So the sun is in Libra in the 6th house, you know. So a lot of us are trying to change our routines up. A lot of us are trying to see the imbalance in the work that we've been doing, in the routines that we've been doing, you know, in our health. Like some of us, you know, because of the hard work that we've had to put in through Virgo season, you know, some of us, we're seeing now the imbalance that it did to our health. You know, relationships with your innocence. Again, again, that's why I said, you know, technicality. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. You heard it here first. Satchel, how many times have I predicted things on live streams and they actually came to pass? Don't be surprised if Diddy gets some type of technicality. Some type of technicality happens. You know, Mercury is 23 degrees in Virgo in the 6th house. So this is like an old routine. This is like an old distraction. This is like an old, because when we talk about 23 degrees, this is like old. This is like an old communication. You know, this is like old stuff. You know, like right now I'm hearing Michael Jackson. I don't want to do the old stuff. You know, because it's old. The songs is old. Jackie is old. You know, Jermaine old. And then I hear Baby Tito. I'm old too. I'm old too. You know, Tito was loyal. Tito. I'm talking about Tito for a second. You know, why is it that it seemed like every time the Jacksons perform now, it just seems weird. Like it just seems weird. You know, like they haven't kept themselves up for real. You know, they look stiff. You know, it's almost like, you know, what their dad was doing. Now you see why Joe Jackson was doing it. Because if he would have left them alone to their own devices, they probably wouldn't have been as good. You know, like let's just be honest. You know, because once Joe Jackson stopped beating them like that, man, they ain't make no hit since. They ain't have no hit since. You know, after Joe stopped beating them. You know, so that belt must have had some type of magic in it or something. You know, I'm just playing around. But Tito, he was extremely loyal to Michael. You know, he understood Michael in ways that you know, some of his other brothers didn't. You know, the only thing about Tito, because of the things that was going on around him. You know, he wasn't as confident, you know, in his younger years. He wasn't as confident as the other Jacksons. You know, Tito was kind of the butt of the joke in a way. You know, that's what he was kind of, you know, you think about the Jacksons and you think about Tito. I remember when I was in elementary school, like that was like a joke. Like, yeah, you Tito. Like, you know, like meaning that, you know, you're not like the top, like you're not the best Jackson, you know. But when I tell y'all, man, Tito was so talented on that guitar. You know, he was so talented. And what I'm hearing is, it's like we really don't understand how I'm trying to get it because this is a dope message. So when Michael did what he did, you know, in the world, it was actually supposed to bring along I forgot what you call it. It's a certain type of reality where the energy is free. It's a reality where the energy is free, you know, and everything is sound, vibration, stuff like that. I'm seeing like bells, you know, different things that we used to do to keep a certain vibration, to keep a certain, and the way it would work, you know, if you're mad or if you're going through something, you go outside and you feel that vibration and you just feel good. Like you forget why you were mad. That's the world that Michael Jackson comes from. The Archangel Michael Jackson. That's the world that he came from before he came here. And he felt like he could heal. He could, you know, he just felt like the world needs healing. Like if I could just heal this world, you know, maybe the kids of the future, the children of the future, would kind of live the way that that I lived before I came here. You know, because these are nothing but like dimensions. I forgot the way he explained it. It's like different dimensions. It's like, man, when I tell y'all, man, it's so much that we can do. Like we really can, like, should I say it? Fuck it, I'm gonna say it. We only got 9 people in the chat. If you really want to, like, we can time travel. Like, so like everything that's in these movies and stuff like that, like there's versions of us that already figured that out. You know? There's versions of us that already figured it out. But the quote unquote powers that be needs a certain amount of souls to be trapped here to power up this world, to keep it powered up. And the more technology, the more, you know, stuff to replace our souls, the more soulless the world starts to get. The more technology that's created to replace the works of the soul, to replace the presence of the soul, the more of that comes about, the more the world starts to seem soulless. The more the world starts to seem soulless. You know, even though we know that that's not the case. You know, there's still some of us that's trapped in this world, and we got souls. You know, there's still a few of us. There's still some of us that's down here. You know, we all haven't been taken over, but we've all been waiting for this particular time. You know, the swamp is being drained, and it's like every time things happen in the spiritual, you know, things are happening in the physical. You know, there's definitely a transition that's going on. Y'all heard about the second moon? Y'all heard about the second moon that's going on? Let's see, the moon is in Gemini, so it makes sense. You know, it's all a psyop, it's all a ploy. The moon is in Gemini. Now, I don't know if the moon is going to be in Gemini on the 29th. It's probably not. But, the moon is in Gemini. And it's in Gemini in the second house. So what does that mean? Our inner child, we're having a shift. We're all having a shift when it comes to what we value. We're having a shift when it comes to what we value and what raises our self-esteem, what raises our self-worth. See, so many of us, we depended on Hollywood for that. We depended on, magazines and Hollywood shows and celebrities, and because we thought that they were so much better than us when we were kids. When we were growing up, we thought that these celebrities were so much better than us growing up. So now, with all of this stuff going on with Hollywood, Hollywood is on its final teardown or whatever. People are starting to reevaluate their self-esteem, because now you're starting to see that you're a lot more better off than your average celebrity, than your average A-list celebrity, more than you think, more than you know, more than you will ever know. So please be thankful and be grateful for wherever you're at, for whatever you got, and be thankful, be grateful that you don't have to be in these situations, because not everybody was lucky, and you're thinking that you're unlucky. Like, it's people out there thinking that they're unlucky because they never made it big and became a star. Do you really wish that you was on Diddy's party list? Like, you got people really out here, feeling some kind of way, because they didn't get into the Divine Nine. Damn, I didn't become a Sigma. Damn, I didn't become an AKA. Oh man, I didn't get a chance to be a Delta. Don't even understand that you're already a baby Oshun. Why are you trying to be an AKA? You got what they want. Baby Oshun, Oya, baby Oya. Well, Oya is never really a baby, but the baby Oya, you already a Delta. You already have access to the Delta. You don't need to be in a fake organization, earthly organization, and you already got the lifeblood of Oya in you. You're already a baby Shango. You came down here with all the acts that you would ever need to do in order to gain your spot and be who you're meant to be. You don't need to be an alpha phi alpha. You don't need to be an alpha phi alpha. Because you're already that. You're already an alpha. You're the baby Shango. You're Shango. You're already an alpha. Yemoya. Sigma Gamma Rho. That's Yemoya. Sigma Gamma Rho. They're the nurses. They're like your nurses, your medical field. Sometimes they can be teachers as well. Yemoya. If you're already a great mother, you're a Yemoya, and you're like, dang, man, I didn't get a chance to be Sigma Gamma Rho in college. And don't even realize you getting over here into the occult, learning about Yemoya, learning about the divine feminine, learning about the great mother goddesses, learning about that energy. You're far more ahead spiritually than any of those Sigma Gamma Rhos. Because anything when it comes to black, it's always about social shit. You're not really gonna get as far as the freaking Rosicrucians or the freaking Scottish rites, the York rites. You're not gonna get as far as them being in the Divine Nine. Because the real information that you need, those Masonic organizations, you can't even be black. You can't be a black man, black woman going into some of these high-ranking Masonic organizations. They don't accept your kind there because we're not supposed to be there because they're not like us. You know? So we're all in our own way having a shift. Some of us, our self-esteem has risen because we're seeing, you know, who we really are. We're seeing how valuable we really are. You know, I went through that. My self-esteem has risen. You know, like, you know, shout out to Mello. You know, my self-esteem has risen because I'm like, yo, you know, I need to keep working. All this showed me I need to keep working. I can't be around here just showing 3 episodes. I gotta figure this out. You know, I gotta use what I know so that I can, you know, I'll be able to open up that time, you know, so I can get back into creative mode. And whatever I gotta do to stay creative, whatever I gotta do to stay in that creative energy, everybody may not understand it. It's not meant for everybody to understand it. Because at the end of the day, when Eshu's World come out and it looks super dope, you know, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. And see, the thing about it is, you know, that's where the whole secret society in Hollywood comes from. You know, it wasn't meant for everybody to know how everybody got down. That's not your business for real. All you should care about is if that person dropped a dope song or not, if that person dropped a dope movie or not. You know, like, forget what they doing in their personal life. You know, forget the people, places, and things that they had to sacrifice to get to where they at. You know, because if they didn't do that, let's be honest, if they didn't do that and they were underground, you know, underground, local, underground, would you still be bumping them if they didn't have that stamp on them? You know, some people would, but you got to understand, for some of these people, the only way that they would have ever gotten discovered, period, they had to get down with the get down. You know, like, we got to sit up here. We got to really sit up here and come to terms with the real reality. There was never money in music for real. You know, even in the beginning, the mob was the one that was funding all of these rock bands, and, you know, all of these rock bands that's so legendary. They were funded by the mob. They didn't have no money, you know. It's a pataki about Orunmila, which is Eshu's little brother, Orunmila. You know, Orunmila came down here with all of his divination tools to be the greatest diviner on earth. You know, the one thing he didn't come down here with? Money. Because where Orunmila is from, you know, which is the spiritual realm, you know, the God realm, they don't operate with money. You know, like, money is a lower class type of thing. Once you get to those other doors, money can't save you no more. You know, because money don't hold value. You know, it's about other things. You know, blood being one of them. It's about your family. It's about what family you come from. You know, it's about your lineage. You know, it's about your heir. You know, all of that. So, you know, so let me see. So we got that. We got the moon. Moon is in Gemini. Lilith and Virgo in the 6th house. You know, Diddy being embarrassed right now. You know, so when you make up in your mind, you know, about how valuable you really are, you see how valuable you really are in this world. You see how valuable you really are to yourself, you know, to your soul family who really care about you. Don't be embarrassed Don't be embarrassed when it comes to, when you start looking at your routines and your patterns, and you start seeing inconsistencies, when it comes to that, inconsistent patterns and stuff. Don't beat yourself up about it. you know, um, because nobody perfect. Don't beat yourself up about it because nobody is perfect. You know, I always like to talk about the palace. Palace is in Sagittarius. Palace. I always talk about Palace because Palace is the divinity that we all came down here with. And this is what made us important to be in this world. So Palace is in Sagittarius in the 7th house. You can always transform your relationships, but you got to put in the work. You can't be on no fake shit, because right now all of that is being found out. Somebody said something very important. They was like, right now, being yourself is in. Being yourself right now is actually what's in. Like it's actually what's in right now. So that's what this Palace in Sagittarius. You're supposed to be able to, when you've upgraded, you put in work, you learned a new skill, you learned a new trade, stuff like that. Now it's time for you to change your connections. It's time for you to network. It's time for you to make new connections. It's time for you to, to figure out what people that I need to connect with, that see the same vision that I see, and stuff like that. All right, so I just said all that, so let's read it. So melancholic, accepting, and passing character. For a female, motherhood is experienced as a burden, and marriage does not live up to expectations. So this right here is talking about the Sagittarian Oya, Aunt Yansa. So this right here, this is talking about the Virgo / Sagittarian Oya when she becomes Aunt Yansa. Her being a mother, it was kind of rocky. It's kind of rocky having an Aunt Yansa as a mom. And then, she's the type of woman to where once some kids get grown, she's still a baddie. She's still out here, out here pulling. So she's never, like, when I tell you Oya is so hard to freaking pin her down. in order to, like, you really gotta, like, pin her down, like, yo, like, yo, you gonna do this, okay? For a male, there's a strong probability that he is abandoned by his wife. Instead of suffering in silence, he must make every effort in order to win her back. For both genders, it is necessary to think thoroughly before getting married and starting a family, because this degree indicates that celibacy is more suitable. Very important. Because again, you transform and you're a new person, but you're still in this relationship. This is what I mean when I talk about a muse. This is what I mean when I'm talking about muses and stuff like that, because if you have a muse, that muse is going to accept your transformation because they transform too. That's how it is. I don't know a lot of people who actually married their muse. If you married your muse, put it in the chat. I would love to know. If you married, if you have a wife, or if you're a girl, if you're a woman and you have a husband and you can truly say that he's your muse, meaning that you've transformed so much in y'all relationship, and he's still rocking with you. Y'all are still in the honeymoon phase. It still feels like y'all are in the honeymoon phase of y'all relationship. That's what it feels like to be with a muse. You 50, 60 years old and y'all still feel like y'all in the honeymoon phase. of y'all relationship. Because that fire, it's an eternal flame. It's a different type of flame. You know, it's not like us. It's not like what's on this earth. So what happens when you take this? So being a Pallas, Pallas and Sagittarius in the 7th house, this is someone who, when you transform, that means that you need to find other transformed people. You need to change your relationships, because and it's not because you're fickle. It's not because you're fickle. It's not because you're, nothing like that. It's literally just because you're always growing. You're always changing. You're always transforming. You're always learning new things. You're always gaining new wisdom, gaining new knowledge and stuff like that. So let's go to Chiron, because Chiron, this is what happens. When I talk about Chiron, so this is like the lock, and this is the key. So if Chiron and Pallas was in the same placement, it wouldn't be so bad. It wouldn't be so bad. It'll actually be pretty good. What makes it bad is that Pallas is all the way over here in the 7th house. This is where, if you had Chiron right here and then you had Pallas right here, this, if you are in a situation and is more, kind of based on this, the outcome will be pretty good because it's something that you're used to. You probably dealt with this as a child growing up. You probably dealt with this coming up, so it's something easy something that's easy for you to pinpoint or whatever. So we go over here to Chiron, and Chiron is in Aries in the 11th house. So this is talking about all the consequences that happens with new associations. And then Aries is retrograde, so it's tricky. It's tricky because these may be people that claim, people that claim that they changed, but they really haven't. And this is gonna lead to some issues when you're trying to associate, when you're trying to be a part of certain associations and stuff like that. It's almost like over here, you're like, yo, I've changed, I've transformed, I'm a phoenix, I'm ready to move on to the next thing. I'm ready to change, and be in a different relationship or whatever. But see, over here, this is again, this is talking about someone who's claimed that they changed, but they haven't. Now, let's say if you have, and Chiron is the wounded healer for you, so what this is talking about, this is someone who, when you're at the job, when you're at the association or whatever, even though, you got this fire, you got this passion, you understand your place. The student never outshines the master. You keep your head down. You do your work. You prove yourself. You understand that you got to prove yourself in this new association. See, this is the thing. People like to start the new game and keep all their weapons from the old game. That's a perfect example. That's a perfect way to break this down. You trying to start the new game. You beat the old game, and now you're ready to go to a new game, but you think you're gonna be able to go to the new game with your old weapons. No, that's not how it works. If you're talking about you transformed, it's supposed to be a full transformation. So let's see. So, refined, benevolent, and impressionable character. Because one lacks willpower, one often allows other people to take decisions. One does not have the heart to break up, even though so-called friends prove to be harmful, and covet one's spouse or romantic partner, one's wealth, or one's position at work. However, the snakes represent protective occult powers which are readily available provided that one displays willpower and fortitude. Everything I just said. You know? So right here, for this right here, this is someone who transformed, but you know, they still don't understand who they are. They don't value themselves. They don't understand who they are yet. You know, so they don't have willpower. You know, which means that they can easily be taken advantage of. You know, easily taken advantage of. But when you become the wounded healer, you know, this is someone who can see through the bullshit because you've been through it before with the last job. Like, I've been through this before with the last job. So just because I'm a new worker here, it don't mean that I'm just blind, deaf, and dumb. You know, I'm not blind, deaf, and dumb. So that's what that represents. You know, let me see. Trying to see, is there any other placements that I want to talk about? Those are like the main ones. The main ones that's like really, let me see. Mars in Cancer in the 3rd house. Mars has been in Cancer for a while now. You know, this right here, this is talking about mental. So this is another reason why it was hard for me to go live and hard for me to do this. Because a part of me wasn't really in it. You know, when you got Mars in Cancer, if your heart isn't in it, if your whole heart, mind, body, and soul ain't in it, you're not gonna want to do it. You're not even gonna want to think about it. You know, and in my mind, I'm always hearing like, man, they ain't gonna listen. You know, they're not gonna get the message. They're not gonna listen. You know, it's gonna go over their head, all that kind of stuff. You know, but I knew if I didn't do it today, I probably won't be able to do it any other time this week. So that's why I wanted to do this for y'all. We got Saturn retrograde in Pisces again in the 12th house. So Chiron is in Aries in the 11th house. I mean, in the 12th house, my bad. I said 11th house. I told y'all, man, I'm tired. So Chiron is actually in Aries in the 11th house. So everything I said, but not dealing with associations, but dealing with the unknown. You know? So let's change the story around a little bit. So you transformed. You transform, you're talking about you're the Phoenix. You know, you have this knack of understanding the morality behind your relationship. So you feel like you don't need it no more. So you're ready to transform and go to a different relationship. You know? Now, when it comes to this Chiron in retrograde Aries in the 12th house. So this is someone going into the unknown. This is someone going into the unknown, which is the 12th house, being naive as hell, which is Aries retrograde. You know, being super naive. You know, see, when Aries is direct, when it's just Aries, That's talking about someone that's, that knows themselves on an identity level. At least they know who they are. They may not know how to value themselves yet. They may not know how to mentally, put it together in a sentence about who they are, which is Gemini. They may not be at home with it yet. Cancer. They may not know how to create with it yet, which is Leo. They may not have a routine and a pattern put around that identity yet, which is Virgo. They may not have all of those things, but at least they know who they are. You don't even got that when Chiron is in retrograde Aries in the 12th house. This is someone who had no business leaving their relationship. You ain't have no business leaving your relationship. You had no business messing this up. You had no business messing up this marriage because you really didn't have a plan. That's what this Chiron in retrograde Aries is talking about. Now, that's the a wound, the inner child wound. So the inner child wound, Chiron retrograde Aries, 12th house. You've had a inner child wound because your mom, it was almost like a like a mistake type of situation. So when you came here, this place was unknown, to you. This place was unknown to you, and you don't really know like how to move. Like you don't really know what you're doing. So you gotta bump your head a whole lot. Unless you end up meeting a Legba or a baby Eshu who can show you the way, or a Orumila who can show you the way, and they're gonna show you the way by using snakes, protective occult powers, and stuff like that. That's what Eshu and Legba and Orumila, that's what they're gonna use to help you in this world. That's the only thing that can help you in this world. Don't let Hollywood turn you away from the occult. That's the biggest thing. And I don't even really like saying that word occult because it got such a stigma on it. But don't let the symbolism of Hollywood keep you from not learning about the deep inner workings of your soul. I'm gonna say it like that. And if y'all can heed that message, my friends, you will be glad that you did. I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here. For anybody who donated, if you donated, I appreciate it. I'm trying to see. I don't know. I don't think I missed anything. I don't know. I don't think so. I just know I'm like mad tired right now. I'm like mad tired, but I really wanted to get this out for y'all. So I appreciate everyone who stopped by. Appreciate everyone who's gonna watch this on the playback and stuff like that. And yeah, don't let none of this distractions stop you from meditating, going within, and really seeing what's going on while your eyes are closed. Because it's a lot of stuff that's going on for our good. But I'm gonna tell you this: there's another big thing that's about to happen, and it's gonna seem like it's so good. It's gonna seem like it's real good, But when you look at it, when you peek behind the scenes, if you can look at it with your third eye, with your spiritual eye, if you can really look behind the scenes, the same evil people that ran the last world, they're a part of this too. They may have a different name, they may have a different shell company that they're going by or whatever. Please don't be fooled. Don't be fooled, because you will be fooled if you fall for it. Don't be fooled. I'm saying it now. I don't know if it's gonna happen in Scorpio season. or in Sagittarius season, but it's something big that's going down, and it's gonna seem like it's real good. It's gonna seem like it's real good. Maybe this is it. Maybe the Diddy thing is it. I don't know. You know, because it seemed like it's gonna be real good, but then when you really look and really like, you know, deep dive into it, you know, who runs the company, who owns the shares of the company. Like, if you really go that deep, which most people are not, but if you go deep and you're gonna find out that the same people that we're condemning, you know, they're behind it, you know, and it's gonna be up to you to see, are these people that's, you know, been evil and wicked for thousands of years, they finally turned their leaf, they finally gonna do the right thing and all of that, or, you know, like, we've already seen this song, we've already played this record before, you know. So it's definitely a lot of changes going on. You know, don't be afraid of the change. You know, accept the change. Be one with the change. You know, be like the baby Eshu while Oya over here tearing shit up. The baby Eshu, he running. Yay! I'm baby! I'm doing it! You know, you can all, if you listen, you know, if you listen close, if you listen hard enough, you'll hear the baby Eshu. You know, the baby Eshu represents that little voice inside of you that always knows the right thing. Even if you know, it may seem corny, or it may seem, you know, like, you know, corny. That's the perfect word to say. It may seem like it's a little corny, you know, but it's only corny because the big thing, you know, hasn't came down the line. You know, a lot of times the baby Eshu likes to, you know, he don't like to see you go through the big thing. So he's like, yo, if I can help him with the little thing to see that, you know, maybe the big thing, you know, the big thing can be eliminated before it, you know, before it gets here or whatever, you know. But once Eshu becomes Diddy, it's nobody's fault. It's nobody's fault but yours. And he just started being a bad boy, and he started saying, take that. You know, it's too late, because y'all should have seen all of this a long time ago. You know, so if something happened to Diddy, and y'all over here still not holding the feet to the fire for these J words ish people and people with white faces, you know, white face masks, you know, these you know, Jewish people with white face masks on, and they can still run around and you know, do what they do. Another Diddy will be created. You know, it's just how it is. So that's all I got, y'all. And no matter what, you always gotta stay shining. You already know that. I'm trying to tell you, it is so